in the beginning of the Mamza, we lived already in Miami, obviously, and my in-laws still lived in New York. But once we got a call that my father-in-law, became very sick, and they took him to the hospital. And he was there, and the matzah was very bad. So my brothers-in-law wrote to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe said they should check over the tefillin. So they checked over the tefillin, even though he had just gotten new tefillin, but they checked over the tefillin, and everything was fine. And a few days passed, and the matzah didn't get any better. They wrote to the Rebbe again, and the Rebbe answered again, they should be beidik the tefillin. And again, they gave the tefillin to be beidik, and again it came back that it was okay. And this happened even the third time. The matzah didn't change, and we didn't know what to do. One Friday, when I was in Miami, my wife was in New York, she calls me before I mentioned that the matzah is very bad now. He is basically bleeding internally. And the medicine that they usually use for that to stop is not working on him. And B'meila, they don't know what to do. And he's just pushed bleeding, and the keiches, a gate twist from the keiches, his keiches are going out, and his mamash are very, very passive. So I said to her, that I didn't say this the whole time, but when they checked the tefillin and the tefillin was good, maybe the Rebbe had something else in mind. Because my shver was originally a Pelisher, actually a direct einikel from the Divrei Chaim. A ura einikel, that means his mother's mother was a daughter of the Divrei Chaim, pretty close, so he was basically a Pelisher, but he became a Lubavitcher. But his tefillin, he still had tefillin that were, according to the Pelisher Nusach, not with all the Lubavitcher pratim in it. So I said that I think that maybe when the Rebbe meant to check the tefillin, he didn't say it outright, but what he meant was that he should upgrade it to a Nusach Chabad. Yes, he is a Lubavitcher, so it would be right of him to have a Lubavitcher tefillin. He didn't change because he kept his minig of Hussein B'Yadena, but I said, I don't know if it's true, but could be this is what the Rebbe meant, because it's a pella. A few times the Rebbe said to check the tefillin, and the tefillin were kosher. So she said she's going to go and speak to him. And I hung up the phone. There was a mamish close to Lieberman, and I didn't know what happened. Whole Shabbos I was nervous. Who knows what's going on there in New York, because the matzah was terrible. Right after Shabbos, when I called, this is what my wife told me. As soon as she hung up the phone with me, she went into the ICU and saw him. He was already not unconscious. His mind was conscious, but he was so schwach. He was laying there, and the doctors didn't know what to do. So she walked over to him, and she whispered to him. He said my name that I said, that maybe the Rebbe meant that he should change his film to Chabad film. So she's asking him, are you maskim to do that? And he shook with his head, and he said yes. He didn't say, I don't know if he said those words yet, but he shook with his head that it's maskim. Within 3 minutes, 5 minutes, one of the doctors, a new medicine, not a new, actually an old medicine, the medicine that they used in the Second World War to stop bleeding, which already was not used anymore. They had new medicines, but the new medicines didn't work. So they said, let's try the old medicine. And they tried the old medicine, and the medicine worked, and the bleeding actually stopped. So after Shabbos, we wrote to the Rebbe, this whole thing, wrote to the Rebbe that he took upon himself to change his film to Chabad film, and that this helped, and he's getting better. So the Rebbe answered these words. And the words that they wrote, that he took upon himself to change the film to Chabad film, the Rebbe wrote like this, Ubetach gam tefillin the Rabbi Tam. And for sure, that also the Rabbi Tam's film he should change to Chabad. And the Rebbe in parentheses wrote that Rabbi Tam's film is Meichen da Abba, dash, which is Shayches Miyuchedes Le'erich Yomim Vishonim Tevis, which has a Shayches to Arichas Yomim, because this always negated to Rafuah, that this brother is Rafuah for Arichas Yomim. That Shayches Miyuchedes Le'erich Yomim Vishonim Tevis, Neisef al the Tefilin Bechlal. In addition, that Tefilin Bechlal is a Gula for Arichas Yomim, and the Rebbe quotes Menoches Daf Mem Dalet Sofa Med Aleph, but Rabbi Natan's Tefilin is even more. So here the Rebbe acknowledged that this was this goal. I don't know if this is what he meant, but it seems like this, he acknowledged that this is what he meant, that it should be changed to Nusach Chabad, and that's why the Rebbe added that what it should be done is not only the Rasha's film should be changed to the Nusach Chabad, but also the Rebbe Natam's film. And from then on, he got better. Lived many years after that.